Hi, welcome back to another video from the Clark and Addison Gaming Company. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I am the designer and creator at the Clark and Addison Gaming Company. And in this video, I'm going to briefly update you on some of the updates that I've made to AIG Baseball. So I've been hard at work creating new things. The beta has been out there for 2 or 3 weeks now, and gamers have been playing it and been getting really good feedback from testers. So thank you to everyone who has gone ahead and done that for me and for the game. I think the game runs smoother. It's more clear in some different spots as to what you're supposed to do. And overall, the game is just a better product now than it was before. So I'll put the link down in the description of the video, and you can go there and download the beta files again. This will be sort of the second run at the beta. I didn't put a new versioning on it, but you can do that if you want to in your own files. Just mark it as beta version 2. That way you kind of keep those files separate from one another. But let's go through some of the components of the game and how we sort of made some changes there and smooth some things out. Let me see how to do the transition here. It's okay. So you should be able to see this very well. We did make a few changes to the cards, and the major change you're going to see here is for the batters we'll have launch angle, and for the pitchers we'll have exit velocity. So there will be a number here where that's a modifier for a new physics-based batted ball outcomes chart, which will be really super cool. I'll show you in just a minute, and super excited about that. Everything else is mostly the same, I think, with the cards. So if you didn't care about that, you can sort of leave that out for the moment. You can see here the exit velocity here, so it could either be a plus or a minus for pitchers. Next up, I created an AI manager. So if you really want to kind of get a feel of playing against a person, but you want to play solo, you can try out the new AIG manager or the AI manager. And you can see here there's some different things for pitching strategies. So when these situations come up, you can do a dice roll and you can see what type of play or what is going to happen based on the AI manager. Because this is based on a dice roll, it should be different every single time you play, or at least most of the time that you play. You can see here this one is runner on third with less than 2 outs. Half the time they'll play infield in, half the time they'll play regular depth. I also have a more complex version of this that includes a conservative, balanced, or aggressive manager. And you can roll for the conservative, balanced, or aggressive manager before you begin the game. And that way, when you get to these AIG management spots or AI management spots, you can choose from the conservative, balanced, or aggressive column. And then you'll basically do the same dice roll. You'll just get either a more conservative approach, a balanced approach, or a more aggressive approach from the manager. So that one really will be more complex and have more options there for the managers. But you can see there's defensive positioning, batting strategies, what to do on attempting extra bases or stolen bases, how quickly. These are going to be basically the same for all AIG or AI managers. The pitcher hook in the late game situations. So they're going to be sort of performing. You don't quite know what to do, when to put the closer in. This gives you sort of a framework for being able to do that against an AI manager. Next is ballpark effects. These have been expanded and also combined. So before we had these ballpark effects here, you get a little bit of a note about each of the different ballparks. These are the ones for 1979. So you'll notice some, Shea Stadium and Riverfront Stadium. Some of these are older stadiums that people don't play in anymore, but this is from the 1979 season. This will be updated each season, so you'll have all of the stadiums for that particular season and what their effects are. We have a Rob home run now. You can use the Rob home run chart if the ball is just over the fence or if it's wind blown. If you're playing weather effects and it's blown the ball just over the fence or into a home run. And then if the outfielder's defense value is greater than +5. So all these things need to be true, and the wall needs to be in bold. So if you're playing at Fenway Park, you are not going to rob home runs in left field or center field, obviously, but a 5-foot fence in right field is something where you could reach up and rob a home run that's just going over the fence. So if it's in bold and you can see it left, center, and right field, so based on the fielder, um, then you can try to rob a home run. You can see here, Three Rivers Stadium had a 10-foot tall fence all around, and no one was robbing home runs. The same thing at Wrigley Field. They have the basket anyway that catches all the home runs, but the wall is very tall. And Veterans Stadium, very much like Three Rivers. So if that exists, then there is a Rob home run chart, which I'll show you in just a moment. And you basically just roll once off of that chart to see if the player makes the play at the fence. We have a new base running on ground outs chart. So this includes every situation that you would run into base out situation. There are different types of hits or where the ball is hit to. So whether it's hard hit or routine, if it's up the middle, in the hole, a slow roller, etc. Some of these things are played out here, and you can see what to do with where does the throw go, how do we deal with base running on ground outs. Now this is for normal infield back situations, and this is for infield in, so a little bit different chart for infield in, but still covers all of the times when you would have a runner at third base and want to play the infield in. So maybe it's a little bit more explicit than it was before. That's some of the feedback I've gotten so far on AIG Baseball, is just like there are times when it just needs to be more explicit about what is supposed to happen. So try to build that a little bit more into the game. This is the basic chart now. So we have our basic player finder. You can see these are going to be routine plays here. So I've removed some of those error and defense checks and just kind of tucked them back here just to speed up the game a little bit. You can still do error checks on every single play if you want to. That's going to give you the most realism as far as errors are concerned, because if you run an error check on every catch and throw, that's essentially all of the opportunities that go into a fielding percentage for a player. And on these error ratings here, these are based off of fielding percentage. So where you see a 95, that's a player with a 950-ish fielding percentage. So if you do that on every catch and throw, every opportunity, every put out, you're going to get the most realistic results. If you just kind of hold off on that for specific plays, then it'll be a little bit less realistic, but it'll play a little bit quicker. So we have some defense and error checks on outfield flyouts. Nothing for lineouts and pop outs. Also should help speed up the game. We have base running on flyouts, so you can modify the XP ratings. And then we have those same ground out charts here applied for infield in and normal. And so you can use those base running charts for the basic game as well. We have a defensive alignment. So we've added some defensive alignments here. So infield in, double play depth, outfield deep, outfield shallow. And then there's going to have some effect on the play. So only sometimes for all fielders, sometimes only outfielders or infielders. Sometimes it's split, like guarding the lines here. And then you'll change some of these results. Like if it's in the hole, that's automatically going to become an infield single because you're playing a double play depth, which is the second baseman and the shortstop closer to the bag. So, but it'll also, on any plays up the middle, there won't be a defense check. Now it turns into a double play opportunity. So you can play those and apply those effects as you see them here. We have pitching and batting level strategy. So let's say you have Barry Bonds coming to the plate, or maybe it's who would it be? Ken Singleton coming to the plate, or Pop Stargell. And there's a base open at first base. Winning run is at second base, or the tying run, or it's going to change the game in some way at second base. And you want to make sure that he doesn't get as good an opportunity to hit, but you don't want to intentionally walk him. You can pitch around him. So his home runs would become -1, not become -1, but they will be subtracted by 1. Strikeouts would go down by 2, walks would go up. So when you're pitching around someone, there's a greater chance you'll walk them, but you don't care because there's 2 outs, there's an open base, and you don't want that batter to hurt you. Now, if you're playing against a weak batter and you need to make sure that you try to get an out, you can pitch aggressively to that batter. It increases the opportunity for a home run, but if he's a weak player with just a 2 on his home run range, then that goes to a 3. So a 2 or a 3, which is still pretty small percentage, but it also increases the likelihood of a strikeout. It decreases the likelihood of a walk or a hit by pitch because you're focusing on throwing the ball down the middle of the plate, which is, how you do when you're sort of going after a hitter. For batters, they can power up. So home runs, doubles increase. The opportunity for those strikeouts also increase. And walks and ground outs go down because you're really trying to get the ball in the air. You're trying to hit the ball with authority and power and drive in runs. Or you can have a contact hit where it lessens your ability to hit home runs, but it increases your ability to hit singles. So maybe you just need that guy to get over to third base, or you need to try to drive in that run from third base, and this is not a particularly powerful hitter anyway. You can boost his double or singles percentage and bring his strikeout rate down. Especially effective if you're going against a high strikeout pitcher. If you have a high contact batter, would be really appropriate there. And sometimes these are going to come into play on the manager chart. So you'll see here, sometimes the choice is to be aggressive or to pitch around. So if you see those opportunities within the batting and pitching strategies, you'll kind of see that here. This is the Rob home run chart. Like I say, you simply roll a D100, check the result. Most of the results are going to be that it goes over the fence, but there are some here, these early ones, where he manages to catch the ball. We have a new ground outs chart. Ground outs, fly outs, line outs, and pop outs. So this has been totally revamped to be more clear. You can see the plays in bold are going to be an error check. So if you don't want to do an error check on every play, you can just do the error checks that are here, and that should be sufficient. You won't get a true number of errors, but it will speed up the game quite a bit. Also, defense checks are the plays that are going to be in italics, which I don't have on this one, so I'll have to go ahead and do that again. I'm sorry, if it's got a defense in parentheses. So you can see here there's a defense check. So this one is not in italics. So it explicitly says do a defensive check. That's a ball up the middle. That's a sharp one hopper to first or third base. So you want to make sure that you're checking on the defender. Does it get through for a hit or not? So these are tougher plays to be made. You're going to get the flyouts, base running on flyouts chart here if you need it. And then we got several different pop-ups here that you check the errors on as well. This is totally brand new. No one has seen this before. So this is the physics-based batted ball charts. So we have the outcomes here. So you have where you're looking at the physics-based exit velocity. So you're going to roll 1d100 for exit velocity, and you can see what kind of contact is made and how many miles per hour. You'll have launch angle here. So this is how hard it's hit. This is how high off the ground that it's hit. And you'll roll another d100. I would suggest if you're going to use this to roll either 4 d10 dice, 2 of the same color, 2 of a different color, or 2 d100 dice, or however you do that. I would just roll them all together. That way you can sort of reference one or the other. That's typically how I play it if you see me play online. And then this chart here takes both of these outcomes, and then it provides the launch angle at the top, and then it provides, so the launch angle on the left, the exit velocity on the top, and you basically just find if it's 70 to 85 miles an hour, you can see that that's hard hit. And then if it's, let's say, 1 to 10 degrees, that's going to be a low line drive. We'll have to, oh, that's not right. Okay, so, okay, we'll have to fix that over here so that it matches these things over here. Okay, I'm glad I caught that. But basically, you're going to match these two things together. This is a work in progress. I've not even played a game with this, so I'm putting it out there for you to try it and let me know what you're doing. So basically, these D100s here need to be these things here. So they match up 61 to 80, 81 to 95. These all match up here They just need to be made explicit with these. So if you want to play with that, just make sure you look at these and then substitute in these degrees here. And then once you have the type of hit, whether it's a flare, a blooper, a shallow fly ball, a deep fly ball, etc., then you're going to go to a fly ball, a ground ball, line drive, or pop up. You'll roll one more D100, and then you'll have all of these options here about where the ball was hit, which player it was hit to. The plays in italics mean that there is a defensive check, so there's going to be quite a few of these on this chart. And again, for the most realistic results, roll for an error check. So this is going to be the most complex. This is like super advanced way to play AIG Baseball. But it's based off of actual batted balls. One of the final things is revamp the rare plays. It plays the same, but I've gone through the rare plays and just kind of one by one made sure that they make sense and that they're okay. And the last one is mostly just the sacrifice bunt chart has been reworked. You can see now 1 to 45 is a successful bunt, and then you roll an extra D10 to see which player is the one that got the ball. There's some, double plays and things like that are a little bit more difficult to run into, only if in the top 50%. So once you get past 65%, all of these are more rare and than they were in the previous charts. Defensive checks have not changed, and injury checks have not changed. The squeeze play has been revamped just a little bit if there's a suicide squeeze and some things like that. And the hit and run chart has been significantly added too. So you can see there's a lot more action happening here on the hit and run chart. Most of these are going to be pretty even as far as their likelihood of happening. But we do have things like runner safe on the throw, it's a swing and a miss, or runners automatically caught stealing, or whatever it is. So the hit and runs are a little bit more meaty than they were before. So that's a good look at the new charts and the new gameplay. The game guide has been updated. I'm working on a sample 1 inning of play that I will include in the game chart as well, and are in the game guide, and that will maybe be a little bit more helpful for people who haven't played the game before. Feel free to add in any of these modifications. There's still weather, there's still ballpark effects, there's still lots of like little different additions and things that you can add into the game. I also included an appendix in the game guide, which tells you about the defensive ratings I used. It's just sort of like extra information about defensive ratings and the different a note on sabermetrics and the things that we're using. I've had some questions about those, and I'll continue to place those in there just so that you have a good sense of where the game is coming from and how it's being created without giving every single thing away. I'd like to add a team creation or fictional league creation into the game if I can. And so there are still some things to be added to the game, but it looks like it's getting pretty full. You can include any of these modifications. You can play only off the batter cards. You can play with the batters and the pitchers, but on the basic fielding charts, or you can only include the out charts and not any of the other charts. So you can really play this game modularly and mostly how you want to, based off of how much space you have or how much complexity you want to add into the game. How many extra roles do you want to add into the game? And so I think it's got a lot of really cool type of additions that have been made to the game. Please, if you're going to try out the beta, at least test out the physics-based batted ball outcomes. Now, if it's a strikeout or a walk or whatever, there's nothing for that. But if it's a ground out, fly out, pop out, or line out, then you can use that physics-based batted ball outcomes to just include things like launch angle and exit velocity. So when you do the launch angle or exit velocity roll, you'll add in this modifier here from the pitcher or the batter. That's where that comes in. So on the launch angle roll, you'll add 3 for Pepe Frias, and for let's see, Mickey Mailer, you would add 3 on the exit velocity roll. So it's a little bit of a bump, a 3% or 5% or whatever it is. Eddie Solomon tends to allow less hard contact, so he's sort of at the top end, which is a -5. So he would subtract 5% on that roll and basically kind of pull that uh, exit velocity down a little bit, may even pull it into a different category where instead of it's being crushed, it's just a hard hit ball, which could change, where it goes and that type of thing on the field. So I think it's a super dynamic system. I think there's even more places to go with it. But for now, this is what we're going to do, and we're going to test it out, and we're going to see just does it work on the whole. And that's where we'll go with that. So give the game a try. Again, the link is down in the description. And if you have the link from before, it's the same link. Just go back there, re-download the files, and it'll say the same thing. So just kind of rename it version 2 or whatever you want to do with that. You can delete the old files if you don't want to keep them. Everything is fresh. Everything is sort of recreated, and you get everything from the ones before that are going to be relevant to you. Yeah, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comments section. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will be away for another week or so, but I'll be back off of vacation in next week, so in the end of July, I guess, and you'll start to see more overhead videos. I'll begin playing out the new versions of this, and maybe even going through on video, just overhead rolling dice. You can see everything. But I did play about 20 to 25 games over the last couple weeks, so I've had a lot of opportunity to just roll through games. And some of these additions to the game have been made by gamers testing. Some of them have been my own, and some of them we cross over. We both notice the same things. So I'm really trying to get into the gamer perspective of, as you're playing the game, I'm running into an issue here. Okay, we need to fix that. And so I'm play testing it to that end. So if you have any questions or comments, you can leave them here. You can email me at clarkandaddisongaming@gmail.com. You can go to clarkandaddisongaming.com. Use the contact form there. That's a real easy way to do it as well. And just let me know, one, what are your thoughts on the game? If you run into a speed bump or something you just can't figure out, then one, make sure that you read through everything in the game guide, because some of the things are at the end in sort of the special situations part of the game guide. But I tried to cover basic gameplay and advanced gameplay. I realized that I have covered the physics-based gameplay, but maybe not quite as well as I should. And that's partly because I haven't played with it yet. So any feedback that you can give on that, is it excessive? Is it it just needs to be added to a different game? It doesn't really fit here. It's the most amazing thing you ever played. Whatever you feel about it, you can email me with your thoughts on that. And if you still see errors and things that need to be changed, just let me know in that, whether it's editorial errors in the game guide, or it's things on the charts, or stuff that doesn't make sense. So really looking forward to seeing what you have to say about the new files. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, then just click on subscribe. That's a super easy way to support what I'm doing here. And otherwise, I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching it, and I'll see you again next time.